Hi, this is Mark Fitzpatrick with the Tiger Club of Kansas City. It's Tuesday, October 3rd. Our special, very special guest today, Mike DeCourcy of the Sporting News, came all the way in from Indianapolis. Thanks so much for coming.
Mike. Oh, I was happy to do it. I'm sorry I was a little early, but it worked out.
We are thrilled to have you. You're one of the most knowledgeable basketball writers in the country. Obviously, Mizzou fans very excited about the upcoming basketball season. Your thoughts on the Tigers this year?
Well, I think, first of all, that one of the reasons to be excited is that everybody's excited. And the arena has been so desolate the last few years. And I think as much trouble as they had talent-wise, et cetera, part of the other problem was that no one was there. And I don't think that'll be a problem. I think there's unbelievable excitement around the team, and I think that will actually be a boost for everyone involved. It will help create a home court advantage. It will empower the Tigers, so I think that's really a plus. And then, of course, you add in a player like Michael Porter Jr., some other really good freshmen at the right positions. You needed new point guard play, you've got it. You needed some size, you've got Michael's brother and Tillman from St. Louis, and you've got so much now to build on, and now it's a question of getting everybody ready to play, getting them together, getting them to understand how hard they have to play on a regular basis to be a successful Division I team.
Unfortunately, a lot of the news about college basketball in the last week was off the court. With everything going on with the Adidas investigation, do you see that having an immediate effect on this current upcoming season?
Well, it already has. I mean, Louisville was looking at being a top 10 team with Final Four aspirations and maybe championship aspirations. And they already had the mark on their record because of the scandal, the break. I call it so I don't have to use all kinds of words I don't want to use. Let's call it the Breaking Cardinal Rules scandal. That's always been my term for it. The book that was written that had all the sordid details of what supposedly had transpired in their athletic dorm. They already had that hanging over them. Then all of a sudden they have this. So now instead of having a Hall of Fame all-time great coach, they have a young man who's very short resume, David Padgett, who hasn't had any of this kind of experience. And not only does he have to be a Division I high major coach going against other Hall of Famers in his league, Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, but he's also got to learn how to do the job. I mean, he's got to deal with the pressure of being, having great expectations, and he's got to go against all these great people. So it has already had a tremendous impact just from that one program. Whether it bleeds into any of the programs, I think the people who have the greatest immediate concern are those whose assistant coaches were among the 10 men who were indicted. I mean, does this bleed into your program in any other way other than losing that assistant coach and having this mark on your record?
Put you on the spot. Early Final Four prediction?
Yeah, I always tend not to like that question because I could pick 4 teams and they all wind up in the same region, and then the best I could do is 1. But I will say that I think that the 5 teams that we had originally. And again, does Arizona get impacted because one of their assistant coaches was indicted? Well, they were our number 1 team coming into this year, and they also had an injury to boot that's going to cost them Raleigh Hawkins 3 to 4 months of practice and play. So that's a problem. Michigan State we had very high. We had number 2 in the country. They've got a lot of things to get better at, but they've got a great player in Miles Bridges and really good chemistry. We had Duke, and they added Marvin Bagley, right, who's a terrific talent. The people who don't think Michael Porter is the best player in the country, and I know none of them were in this room today, they think Marvin Bagley is. So he's a difference maker for Duke, and they also still have Grayson Allen, etc. Kansas across the river. Kansas has a lot of talent, but not as much experience. And they have some guys who've played, but not played for the Jayhawks, like a Malik Newman. Bill's got a lot of work to do, but obviously he's terrific at it. And Kentucky, you want to talk about having more work than anybody? His most experienced rotation player played 18 minutes a game a year ago, and everybody else is basically new to the team. And so that's a lot for John Calipari. He's always young, so he knows as much about how to deal with young people as anybody. But he's never had so little experience. He's had not much, but now he basically has none. They'll be really good. The team that I keep telling people to watch out for, and that I'll admit, we had them in our top 10, but maybe not as high as we should, is Villanova. Villanova has experience, they have toughness, they're super competitive. They lost some guys like a Josh Hart, first-team All-American, and that'll make a difference. But they're adding a freshman in Amari Spellman who gives them really functional size. They still got Jalen Brunson, who's an All-America level point guard. It's going to be a terrific year for the Wildcats.
All right. This guy knows college basketball as well as anybody. Mike, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Another national quality speaker at the Tiger Club. We have another one next week, and Gary Barnett, former head college football coach and now analyst. That'll be here at the Flea Market next Tuesday, October 10th. For more information on the Tigers, check us out at kctigerclub.com or follow us on Twitter at KCTigerClub.